Guys, we saw our first big upsets, I think, of the early college basketball season on Sunday. One of those, North Carolina going down at home to Belmont. When you step back, though, and look at the big picture of the program, it's been a while since they've been to the Final Four, just one top 5 recruiting class since 2010. Is Roy Williams starting to lose his touch here a little bit, Tim?
Looking at Roy Williams, after they lost to Belmont, I've never seen him so worn out. You know, he kind of has that Huck Finn way about him, like, aw, shucks. But, JC, I think the game is kind of passed Roy Williams by. I know the ACC is going to be weak this year, but North Carolina wasn't what it once was back in the day.
And I guess what you're saying, Tim, but I can't really see it. I guess I'll agree with you kind of because I'm your friend. But look at what the body of work this guy has accomplished. He's won 2 titles there, one in 05, one in 09. Every other season he's good for an Elite 8 appearance, 30-plus wins at 5 of the 10. You can't question a guy whose body of work's like that. But furthermore, 2 of his best players are out in Hairston and Leslie McDonald. So this season may be a wash because you don't know when those guys are coming back. And guess what? Next season, the number 2 recruiting class in all the nation. So the guy is still getting it done.
Expectations in Chapel Hill every year is Final Four or bust.
Yep.
If you don't go to the Final Four at North Carolina, it's not a successful season. But just looking at all the off-the-court antics, especially on North Carolina's side, to me, Roy looks a little tired.
And I will agree with Tim in terms of how coaches handled the whole situation with P.J. Hairston. I think maybe that's a question of has the game passing by and how he's handled this, because it's become a mess with how Hairston's whole situation has been handled. So I will agree with that.
Let's talk about Michigan, another team that fell, of course, a couple of nights ago. Mitch McGary has been battling physical problems and trying to stay healthy. I think we saw, though, didn't you, how important he is to Michigan's success this year?
Well, like the old Coldplay song goes, Ray, everything's not lost with this team because, hey, look, you lost the National Player of the Year in Trey Burke. He's a primary handler for this team. Everything's predicated on what he did. So a lot of times I was standing around and watching last season. Couple that with Mitch McGary's health in question. He's finally back now. You saw conditioning was a problem. He'll be back by midseason. He'll be to midseason form. The role players will step up, guys like Glenn Robinson. And you saw what Nick Stauskas is capable of doing.
Yeah, everything you say I agree with, except the Coldplay line. I mean, where did that come
Street
from?
cred is gone.
I mean, that came from like beyond
I'm just showing you I got range, man. I got range. I'll drop some Jay-Z too. On to the next one. How about that?
I agree that for the next
on
time.
To the next one.
I think Jordan's 100% right. This Michigan team we saw against Iowa State is not going to be the same Michigan team come January or February. No. Hey, when you lose National Player of the Year and everyone expected Trey Burke to do everything last year, if it wasn't him, it was Tim Hardaway, 2 guys off to the NBA. This is a team, Ray, that will completely 180 by the time conference season comes around.
And Ray, that's one thing we both learned as college basketball players is you're never the team you are in November that you typically are in mid-February. I mean, these teams will be drastically different. Michigan will be one of those teams that will benefit from game experience because of the elevated style of play from some of these guys and more being asked of them.
Think of a Jay-Z line. You've got just a moment. Oklahoma State and Memphis. What are you looking forward to in that one today?
Wow, this is going to be an up-and-down affair. No good big guys, but you want to talk about guard play. Some of the best in the country. Marcus Smart, I'm still questioning. Why did you come back to school? But we're happy you did. He's going to be going up against a dynamic duo from Memphis. Jordan, whoever scores the most is going to end up winning this game. They're going to go up and down.
Absolutely. And you asked for Jay-Z. Yeah, how about the blueprint? How about an album? Because the blueprint of this game is the guard play from Memphis. They will need that style of play. They're very deep. They're very athletic. Get up in these guys and defend. These are physical guards for Oklahoma State.
Are you picking the Tigers?
And they're down. They're expected to lose by 9 points in this game. I think it's unbelievable. I love Memphis in this game. I love them.
I think Cornette is absolutely
crazy. I'll bet
crazy.
that purple tie he's wearing, Memphis takes this.
You win because you came up with a Jay-Z here real quick.
On the spot,
on the spot.
That's
pretty good, man.
X factor in this game, Phil Forte shooting almost 70% from 3. Him and Smart, great chemistry
Could
together.
be lights
Love
out.
Memphis.
All right. Jordan, Tim, guys, thanks very much.